Well, the muffler is officially deleted on the 335. I'm actually ended up trading this car today. It was kind of a last minute ordeal, but the 335 will be leaving the channel. But just like that, a couple hours later, you wouldn't even know it swapped on here. We just lost the door and a bunch of power, but hey, she's a manual. We got her back. This thing is cool. Woo! Okay.
All right, rolling.
That's all we do. Some new. Oh, the purple. Can you get that?
Man.
That's interesting. Got the interiors too. Check that out, Andy. We are officially a strip club. Woo! Time party.
We're not only J-Speed Racing.
Or J-Speed Strip Club. It's a branch. The taillights are sick though.
Yeah, those look good.
I like that. Needs a little love, but hey. That's right.
Cold start. It's like the perfect amount. Nothing too much.
Just a little.
We are rolling it off the trailer, straight to race Tyler.
Woo! Not sure what those bad boys are, but they'll work.
Let's check it out. First impressions.
The plan is, this is a 128i. It's a manual. We're going to be racing Tyler in his 325i E46. If we lose, we're selling it. If we win, we're keeping it. So Andy, you better hope we got this.
Are you dead serious?
Dead serious.
100%. Woo!
Do a little toge. Heel toe.
Man, this thing's good.
Oh, 175,000. She's got another 200 in her. Absolutely whiffed it. Hey, this is the first time shifting hard. Give me a break.
You did that on the test drive too.
He whiffed his, I whiffed mine really bad.
What's with the missed shifts?
Hey, it went to the reverse notch. See ya! He's gone!
He's gonna be so confused about what just happened. He's gonna be like, was he trolling me?
Was he not? Maybe he didn't know we were racing.
No, he knew we were racing. I think you just went into first gear.
Maybe he's in second.
He was in second, yeah.
Driver mod, is that what the kids say?
That's what the drag racers say. I don't really know how that applies.
Maybe you're a better drag racer. You can put your foot down more. Alright. We gotta run that again.
I didn't know we were racing the second time.
Ah!
I think I beat you on that first
Well,
race.
I whiffed second hard, so let's run it back. You better hope I win or it's all marketplace tonight.
You just gotta send it. Come on.
Well,
you know how to drive manual.
Well, okay, I'm now calibrated. I gotta figure it out.
First gear, first gear, first gear.
Of course.
100%. Should I do a 3-1
Get you some of that, Tyler! It's not bad. I like it. Shift out easy, right in there. You know, on
Definitely 330i material.
let's go. Ready for this toge?
Shoot. Man, we're cooking.
I'm in love, Andy.
No more Nissans. Come on, let's get rid of it.
Get rid of the junk. Drift week, here we come. It is the next day, getting to see the 128i in the light for the first time. So I actually got it off a buddy of mine, so I wasn't too worried about it. I must say, driving this car around last night, it's a lot of fun. I really like it. Let me know what you think down in the comments of the 128. Do you think I made the right decision of trading my 335 plus some cash, or do you think I should have kept the 335? Well, my main thought was just to have a lot more use out of this car because it's manual and I might be able to drift it.
Tress is enjoying it. You want to drive it. So here she is in the daylight. She's really dirty. We're gonna do a little wash at some point on her. Everything's pretty much bone stock. There's a few little mods that have been done to it. The exhaust has a little muffler delete on it or something. Give me a little rev, a little something. Yeah. She likes, she's intrigued. So it has a little something, nothing too crazy. It's got some wheels on it as well. Who knows what those are. Also has some nice slotted and drilled rotors, which that's a big win for sure. Other than that, I think that's legit about it. It's pretty stock. Taillights look amazing. She's hitting the brakes for us. Needs a little love here and there, little light trim coming off. I put the Condor by reason or by force plate on there. Shout out to Condor Speed Shop. Links below if you want to buy some Condor goodies. It's got some nice tint on here. Interior is pristine. Nothing wrong with that at all. He said it has an upgraded sound system on it, but doors are solid. Door panels are beautiful. Everything, I mean, it's a 2010 model, so it's a little bit newer than what we're used to working with as far as beamers go. The key here is right there. This being a 6-speed manual will give me the ability to actually drift it and then drive it a lot more, meaning we might be building this for a little bit of a drift car, a street drift car. I've been wanting to get an E46 to kind of hang with Andy and Tyler trying to drift. However, most of my cars are kind of overbuilt. And then I have my E36 in the back that needs a little bit of work, but I wanted to get something nice that has nice interior that I could potentially do some street legal stuff with it, and maybe something else down the road too. The front end is such a funny looking front end on these cars, but there's a reason for that I'll share in another video. Take a little listen at the motor. Seems really healthy. 175,000 on her. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as noises go. So the one downside about this car, he says it does have an oil leak around the oil filter housing. Appears to be true. It definitely leaks a little bit of oil. This is from last night. A couple little drips. Nothing too major. I'll probably get in there and tear that apart and fix the oil leak when I can. Stock airbox. This needs to get clipped back up, which clips are kind of broken, but we'll figure that out. Everything else looks pretty stock, pretty dirty. We definitely need to clean this engine bay, transform it, and make it look a little bit better. So I'm pretty new to the newer BMW stuff. Most of the BMWs I've worked on are kind of older, kind of E36, E46 vibe, but it's funny how similar the 128 motor is compared to the 335. Like, everything's laid out pretty much the same. The 335 just has the twin turbos. This has its pros and it has its cons as well. So the reason I didn't look for a 135 or a 335 in a manual is because I want to drift it. I know the N54, the turbocharged version of this motor, they're a little bit finicky whenever you start beating on them and tuning them. So I wanted something that was just reliable. I don't care if it made a little less power or a lot less power. I wanted something reliable that I could just beat on and have fun with. That's why the 128 might be a good candidate for what I'm trying to do here. It's a 128i, but this is a 3-liter inline 6 motor. I think it's called the N52 or the N51. One of the variations of it. It's a naturally aspirated, makes 230 horsepower on paper, which isn't awful. I know you can tune them and get a little bit more HPs out of it. Nothing crazy because it's an A, you know, you can only do so much. RK Tunes makes a tune, you might be able to get 15 horsepower wheel out of that. You can do cold air intake, you can do maybe headers. I think they have an intake manifold that you might want to swap over. Other than that, that's about it. The Mustang looks so massive compared to it. I mean, it's not absolutely tiny, so the 128 or the E82, I believe is what it's called. I think the wheelbase is like 1.5 inches shorter than an E36. and then 2.5 inches shorter than an E46. Not that far off from the older 3 Series. 1 to 2.5 inches kind of from an old 3 Series. Not too bad. I was afraid it was going to be tiny, but like an old Z3 is 10 to 12 inches shorter wheelbase than this. So it's tiny, but it's not that small. Compared to a big boy Mustang though, it looks tiny. This thing is an absolute boat. I'll just tell you my goal with this car is just to be able to keep up with 350Zs. Didn't want to get a Z because I've had Zs and Nissans are honestly kind of junk, if I had to be honest. And I like BMW. It's kind of cool. They're a little bit better built, better interiors, and I wanted something nice. And this was about Corvette. But I didn't want to get a Z because everyone has Zs, and I know they're kind of proven and work well, but interior's kind of junk. Motors are kind of expensive if you need to find one. One good thing about this motor is that the salvage yards are starting to have a lot of E90s. So all the 328s and the 528s of this generation have the same motor. So I can just go to the salvage, pull the motor out if I need to, and drop it in. Horn works. Oh yeah. But, hey, my favorite part of the car is definitely the taillights. I really like these tails. They have these cool 2 little LED looking lines right here. I know there's a few cosmetic mods you can do. Another good thing, if I'm trying to do some sort of little light drift mods, I think the front end shares a lot of parts with the E90. So this is a 2010, so that's kind of the E90 generation. I'm pretty sure I can get some angle stuff that will work. Got to do some more research on that. Worst case, if this starts to go bad and this doesn't look like it's going to be that good of a little street drift car, whatnot, I might end up selling it, but it's going to be a fun journey nevertheless. All right, turn it off, turn it off.
Oh, fine.
Do you want to drive it? You got to know how to drive manual though. Man, that thing's got some limo tint. Can't see nothing. We're definitely gonna make a video of Tress learning to drive the manual in this thing. She tried to do the Mustang a while back and didn't go that great, so she's been really wanting to learn. We'll definitely teach her in the BMW. It's a little more forgiving because everything's a little bit smoother. But this is my first initial impressions of the 128. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you think I made the right decision? Or do you think I should have kept the 335? That car was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Fortunately, I didn't get that much use out of it, so hoping we can have some fun time with this and do some more drifting, which I'd love to do. Don't forget, if you haven't already, make sure you consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys in the next video.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?